What's going on, guys? And are you ready for another retro review? Are you ready for WCW Fall Brawl 1993? WarGames. Always love a WarGames. I've got to say, the undercard for this was actually pretty decent. They started off with an absolute banger. Lord Steven Regal against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Go and watch this match if you haven't seen it already. Honestly, this match could be, in my opinion, the best match of 1993. Right up there. Has to be, surely. I'd have to go back and look at what everyone was saying back then, but how is this not? Because it was so good. An absolute banger for the television title, and we get a new champion. Yes, with the help of William on the outside with the umbrella. And then Regal hits a German suplex, gets the bridge, 1, 2, 3. But this was an absolute classic match. And I implore you, if you haven't seen it, to go back and watch it. It was that good. It is that good. One of Regal's best matches. One of Steamboat's best matches of all time. Let's have it right. This was that good. That fucking good. Yeah, there were 3 filler matches on this card. There were... And you had Charlie Norris, and the less said about him, the better. Some fake-ass Tatanka, some C-rate Tatanka. He was dreadful. Going up against Big Sky, and I thought this guy looked familiar. Kind of like a lanky Chris Jericho with a terrible moustache. But I thought I recognised him from somewhere. Sabretooth from the X-Men. He was a wrestler. I knew they said that, and I knew he was. Yeah, Sabretooth was in a match. Yeah. It was okay. Not great. 4 minutes. Charlie Norris gets the win. That was the highlight, really, of that match. Just recognising him. The geezer from the X-Men. Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Alexander. Bagwell still a tag team. They're okay. They were bog standard tag team. They were decent. Too Cold is just amazing. The stuff he does, like I said, every time. When I've gone back and reviewed his matches, watched them over again. Just the stuff he was doing in the ring no one else was doing. Considering the size he was as well. Just amazing. Against Paul Orndorff, who's seen better days. And the Equaliser. David Sullivan, wasn't it? Yeah. And then Ice Train versus Shanghai Pierce was shouldn't have been on this show. Just shouldn't have been. This wasn't very good. Got new tag team champions. They're just hot potato in the tag team titles around. For some reason they felt the need to take them off for the Hollywood Blondes. Make that make sense. You had a great tag team doing great things, and for some reason you felt the need, and I wonder why, to put the titles on the Horsemen. Arn Anderson and Paul Roma. Ric Flair getting his stroke back already. He's back in WCW. And his friends are capitalising because of it. Nepotism and... Yeah. It's who you know, not what you know. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you've got friends in high places in the wrestling business, it's always going to work out well for you. And it's still the same today, really. It really is. And yeah, so heading into this match, Hollywood Blondes had dropped the titles. They were nowhere to be seen. The best tag team in '93 gone, invisible, vanished, and in their place we get the Nasty Boys. The Nasty Boys. Just some WWF rejects. They had their day in WWF, and now they're knocking around in WCW, and they're the champs. They go and win the titles in a bog standard match against Arn Anderson and Paul Roma. I like the stuff they're doing with Cactus Jack. I did enjoy that. And the video package and the feud they're trying to tell with him and Vader. The match he had with Yoshi Kwan, who was Chris Champion, who dressed up like some Japanese, Chinese guy and painted his face. It was hard to watch. I can't lie. The match wasn't great, and luckily it only lasted 3 minutes. It was just offensive all over, really. Just so bad. What wasn't bad? What was worth watching? What made it worth watching? This was Ric Flair versus Rick Rude. Now, I said earlier on that Regal versus Steamboat had the potential to be match of the year for 93. But unfortunately, it was on the same show as Rick Rude versus Ric Flair. And what a fucking match that was. Those two matches made this show so fucking good. The reason to go back and just watch this show is for these two matches. And people say two matches don't make a great show. These two fucking do. This was really good. And it had no right to be, really, did it? Because you had two big time heels, really, in Rude and Flair. And yeah, they just made it so fucking good. It was so good. Even the involvement of Fifi didn't really even matter when it came down to it. Just a really good match. Two of the best, in my opinion. Worth going to watch. Ric Flair drops the title to Rude. Didn't see that coming either. Rude's the champion. They're trying to do stuff with his title at least. At least Flair's putting people over. It's about time though that they need to unify the two titles. They're just messing around, really, in my opinion. And they've still got two world championships, and they just need to make it one again. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I think they're just waiting for Starrcade to do that match, though. If I can remember rightly, I don't remember. WarGames match to finish the show, and yeah, this will forever be remembered for the Shockmaster, and the Shockmaster will forever be remembered for falling through a wall. This could have been and should have been a really good match if it weren't for everything about the Shockmaster and everything surrounding it. You had a great heel team. A fucking awesome heel team in Sid, Vader and Harlem Heat. Harlem Heat, when they came in, they were absolute monsters. Kole and Kane. Booker T and Stevie Ray. Yeah, Kole and Kane. Why did they change their names? That'd be a question I should have asked Booker when I met him. Instead, we talked about him and Steve Austin brawling in the supermarket. Yeah, should have asked him why. Why did you Kane? Why did you change your name? What did you think of the name Kane? I'll have to look that up. But yeah, anyway, great heel team. But yeah, this will forever be remembered. And the Shockmaster. You had Sting, Davey Boy, and Dustin Rhodes, decent baby faces. And then you have the Shockmaster. Right, first of all, he comes out with the silly head thing on that he drops off when he falls through the wall. Now he's coming out dressed up like he should be with the policeman, the Native American, doing the dance. Young man. Do, 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 I say young man. I mean, yeah. Just, what the hell? Like, they're all about to burst out doing the YMCA. The way he's dressed, man. It was ridiculous with the hard hat. And, oh, he just ruined the match as well when he got involved. It was a good match. It started off really good. Dustin Rhodes going in first. He had the injury and he wasn't supposed to be the one to go in first. And he goes in against Vader. Takes an absolute hiding. The heels have the advantage, as they always should do in WarGames. It started off really well. Everyone was getting in, and it was down to the Shockmaster. Here comes the Shockmaster, and then the actual WarGames match starts, and he's fucking dreadful. Dreadful. Old Fred. Tugboat. Typhoon. Buffoon. Whatever we're calling him. Just ruined the fucking match. Absolutely destroyed it. Yeah, it was decent until he got involved and it just ruined the whole thing. So yeah, that was WarGames. And that was Fall Brawl 93. Some really good matches to go and watch. But yeah, unfortunately, the shocking moments of the Shockmaster ruined it at the end. Thanks for watching Grey Talks Wrestling. I'll see you next time for another retro review.